Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today's handover will be a Bessacarr E584. So as we start on the driver's side of the vehicle, the first point you get to is your mains connectivity point. So this is where you hook the vehicle up. So what you'll do is you'll get your hookup lead, you lift the collar ever so slightly and you'll slide on, and then obviously lift it and pull it off to unhook the vehicle. Always hook the vehicle up first and then walk to your power source and connect, and do it in reverse when you're unhooking the vehicle to stop you from getting electric shock or anything happening with the electric wire. In here you have your LPG, so this is your liquid petroleum gas, so it's your gas bottle, and it fits 6 kilograms in there. And you've got your gas in there, turn on and off at the top of the bottle. It's a left hand thread and hand tighten for the pigtail, like so. And then you would put the strap on and strap it down when the bottle is in situ. Obviously turn it off when you're on the road and turn it on when you arrive on site, and you've got space for 2 bottles in there. Underneath you do have your grey waste water pipe, so it's just in the clip there, so you'd unclip it and then it's on a chain, and then you can open it and it'll just drain off any water or anything you've put down the plug hole. So normally you drive over a grid called the waste disposal point on site after you've had your holiday. Moving further back, the next one you've got is your toilet locker. So all of these open with the little key, which is this one here. So you turn, push in, and then to operate the toilet, to get the cassette out, you've got to make sure the blade is closed, otherwise the cassette won't come out. So if you lift and slide, you've got some wheels there to drag it round, and they're empty. You've got your waste disposal point. You take this cap off so you don't unscrew it. Press the button, tip out. Once you've tipped out, you put some water in, give a rinse, tip out again. Then if you're using the liquid form of chemical, this cap doubles up as a measuring stick, so you put a cap straight into here, and then it's good to go back into the vehicle. Or if you're using the tablet form, you put a pint of water in and then you drop the tablet down the toilet, which will break up into the liquid, which is just an easier way of carrying the liquid with you. On the back of the van you've got a high level brake light and reversing cameras, and then you've got your rear bumper bar with a tow bar and 7-pin electrics. And then as we'll walk onto the passenger side, first of all, this is the storage underneath the bed. So again, little key opens it, and you've got all your storage underneath your bed. So you've got your carpets, your awning winding handle, your rafter bar which goes in the middle of the awning, and some storage there. And underneath, same as the grey, you've got the blue which indicates it's fresh water, so it's clean water, and you just open that to drain your fresh water off. Obviously in the winter it's very important that you drain all the water out of the vehicle, so the fresh and the waste would be ones you'd open, and then you'd open the boiler, which I'll show you from inside. And then to fill with water, so you've got your water, this is your water fill up, so this is lockable with the key as well. You put a hose pipe in there, you'll fill it until there's enough water on board, which you can see on the main control panel, or you can fill it until it's basically coming out the other end, which means you've got a full tank. And should you not be able to get the vehicle to a hose pipe and you can bring water in an aqua roller bucket, this little thing here is just a 12-volt auxiliary socket for a pump. So you put your 2 pins in there, pump into the water, and other end into there, and then it'll pump the water through. You've got your vent for your Aldi boiler system, so your heating and hot water, so make sure that's obstruction free at all times. You've got your fridge vents, your awning light. Your awning just winds out, you'd wind it so far out, and then there's legs on the inside of the canopy which you'd fold down, and the rafter bar would go in the middle. But with your awning, make sure that it's only used in wind speeds less than 15 miles an hour. If you go out or you go to bed on an evening, bring it in, don't leave it out overnight. And then in here your main battery fuse, and underneath this panel here is where your leisure batteries live. Your door's on the central locking, so if you lock, this door's locked. Press the front one, unlocks the cab. Press the back one, opens the habitation door. On the passenger door pod leg, you do have your diesel filler, so it's a lockable diesel cap, which you can fill up with diesel there. And then on the slam panel, so on the returns there, you've got your tyre pressure, so 5.5 bar all round, which is equivalent to 79.5 psi. You've also got your sticker, which is just down here for your weight, so it's 4,250 gross vehicle weight with a tow bar on. The vehicle and whatever you're towing can't exceed 6 ton, and then you've got your front and back axle weights and your chassis number on there. Toolkit underneath here, so it's got a jack and a brace and a towing iron. Everything you need to change your wheel or be towed off the road, so this will just slide out. And then underneath here you do have your main engine battery, so if you ever need to replace it, you've got to lift this panel off and pull the battery through the floor. Bonnet release is on the side of the passenger dashboard. And then you do have underneath your bonnet, so you've got a secondary catch just here, and then again your weight on an Alco chassis plate as well as it's on an Alco chassis, so 4,250 6 ton towing weight, which is your train weight. Contact for your positive for a jump start and a negative here. And then you've got your various fluids, so you've got your oil filler and oil dipstick, you've got your brake fluid, you've got your screen wash, which is the main one you're going to need, you've got your power steering fluid, and you've got your radiator coolant there. So once inside the vehicle, you've got your heating and hot water Aldi panel, and you've got your main power panel. So you've got on off here, so if you were not hooked up, you just have 12 volt off your leisure batteries. If you were hooked up, which indicates here by the post and then the vehicle, you'll have mains 240 power, so you can use a 3-pin socket. Then you've got your cabin lights, which are all your lights inside the vehicle, which are then individually switched. You've got your levels, so you can view your leisure battery reading, your vehicle battery reading, your wastewater reading, and your fresh there. And then on this side you've got your water pump, so you can put this on if you're using any water, taps, toilet, shower. And then you've got your frost control, so this just puts a bit of current through the water. If it's going to freeze overnight, I'd advise putting that on. Then on this panel, so first of all you turn on here and then you get this screen. So the inside of temperature is 6.5 degrees at the moment because it's quite cold. The fan's on and we're on power. To change any settings you go into menu, and as you can see we've got the temperature set to 30 degrees. You can change that by plus and minus. You've got the water on half, off, or full, or half. So half's 40 degrees, full's 60 degrees. And then down here it's what source you want to use. So you've got, if you weren't hooked up and you were wild camping, you just have your gas on, which is this switch here. Or if you were on just a site and you didn't want to waste your gas, you'd have your electric on, so you can have it on 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts or 3 kilowatts, depending on what the site ampage gives you. Or of course if it's cold like it is now, and we've got it on both, so we've got on 3 kilowatts of electric and gas together, which obviously doubles the source, which reduces the time that it heats the water and the vehicle. You can go into further settings and put timers and things on, but I'll not complicate it, I'll keep it simple. This will all be explained in the handbooks. So you've got temperature, water, electric and gas. So now in the kitchen area, on the top of the hob you've got 3 gas rings like so, which are all lit, and then you've got an electric hot plate, which is this side, which is this one. Do be careful that you haven't knocked it because there's no light to indicate that it's on, but that is the electric if you're using a main site supply. And then you've got your grill pan and your grill. So I would take your grill pan out when travelling, You may if it's really cold, you may have to hold this in just to allow the thermocouple to get warm before releasing, as it may go out. And then underneath you've got your oven. So again, take the oven shelf out, and with the oven shelf, always make sure the lugs go at the back of the oven, as it's designed to keep things from blocking over the burner. Underneath at the bottom there, you have got some storage, but it also tells you your gas taps are under here. So you've got your various gas taps, so should you have a gas leak, you can isolate each appliance that is leaking, but mainly for when the vehicle's serviced. Any problems with gas, to be safe, turn the bottle off. And this is just the plug for your hot plate. You've got storage in here, so your concertina cupboard, so you can put your various bits in there. And then you do have a sink cover and a chopping board that covers the sink. So your drainer and your sink covers in there. Plug for your microwave. Your microwave is only a 240 volt microwave, so you've got to be hooked up for this to work. So it's just like a household microwave, and then you can cook your various items in there. And you've got storage this side. So your lights, so you've got your splashback light and your kitchen lights, and then you've got your skylight. So you push, slide along to open, or you can slot it into the grooves here if it's nice to you. But you do have a blackout and a fly screen on there. In your bedroom area, obviously underneath the bed, you do have storage, which I've shown you from outside, but you've also got a storage space for the table. If you wanted to take the table, you can lie it there. And you do have your Aldi boiler. So this boiler holds 10 litres of water at any one time, and obviously when it's on, it's a lovely place to keep extra bedding and things, because it gets really nice and warm underneath here and keeps the bed warm. But it holds 10 litres of water at any one time. In the winter months, you don't want this 10 litres of water to freeze, so when you're not using the vehicle, if you let the water out, you've got a little yellow toggle, so when it's down like so, it's holding water. You'd push it up like this, and the water will start draining directly underneath the chassis. Otherwise, if you didn't let the water out, there's a chance it could freeze, and it isn't covered under any warranty, as it's your responsibility to drain the boiler off, and these are very expensive to replace or repair. Once you've done that, once you've lifted that up to stand on end, you'd open all the taps within the vehicle to allow any water that's in the lines out. Take the shower head off and allow the shower hose to lie in the shower tray. Open the fresh and waste outside, which I've shown you, and then you might want to just take your cushions off the backs of the walls and just lie them in the center of the vehicle, just to stop any, obviously when the vehicle's not used, the walls get cold, and cold can create the cushions to get damp, so you may just want to pull them off the walls. Your water pumps here as well, so that's where all the noise and vibration comes from when the water is turned on by the switch panel and the taps open. This kicks in to pressurize the water. And obviously you do have your storage space underneath here as well. In your wardrobe area, because you've got the Aldi heating system, this is the Aldi expansion tank. So it holds antifreeze liquid, and when it's off, it's got a min and a max on. When it's off, it tends to read very close to minimum. But what you should do is you should always run the system up first to see where the actual line is when it's operating, as if it was very close to minimum and you took it right up to maximum by topping it up when it's off and then run it, there is a chance it will be over the max. So always run it up first as the liquid expands and becomes more. But if you did need to top it up, you'd remove this panel, remove this nut with the sensor on, and just top up with the Aldi heating fluid, which you can get from us or any other online or other caravan accessory shop. Your little reader lights in the bedroom and above the lounge, which are the same, are individually switched. So you've got a little switch here which you can turn on and off and position where you need to, and then you can press your cupboards to open there, and there's your cupboards in the bedroom, which will be the same in the front lounge as well. Obviously same skylight as the one in the kitchen with a blackout and a fly screen on there as well. Now if we just have a look in the bathroom, so you've got a heated towel rail with the Aldi system. Top right of your toilet. To flush, you press here at the back, which will fill it with liquid, so water, fresh water. So what you need to do is flush first, which lubricates the blade, and then open the blade. So like I was saying, from outside, if this was to be open, the cassette won't come out the outside, it's got to be closed. Is this grey handle here, so you slide to the right, which opens the blade. Use the toilet with the blade open, and then what you would do is you would flush it away and then close the blade, but always flush first to lubricate the blade, stops it sticking. And then you do have your bathroom light, toilet roll holder, toiletry cabinet here and here, and then you do have your shower. So like I was saying, take the shower head off and allow the shower hose, which you can see has got a loop in there. Any water would sit there to lie directly in the shower tray. And obviously when you're travelling, you'll want to put the turnbuckles on here and here to stop the shower screen from flapping about when you're driving. But when using, that'll clip into here with a magnetic catch. So to create the bed base before you put the cushions on, if you just lift your table up, press the button, hold the leg, and then clip it onto the second bar, just here, like so. And then what you do is you slide this out into here and meet in the middle.
No, right.
And then when you place the table here, to support the table, if you just lift this small lever and slide the board out here and rest the table on there, so it gives it extra support. The storage underneath here, and obviously that's your charger down there, which you don't need to do anything with. And then underneath here, obviously you've got storage as I've shown you from outside, but there is a switch here, which is for the assisted fan, which blows the heating out behind the passenger seat and out here through the vent to make it warmer. So this is how you would arrange the cushions on your front lounge bed. So this is the backrest from on here, and that's the backrest from on the travelling seats. Then you use the infill cushion, so you use the slightly slimmer one in the middle there, and you use the bigger one just at the front behind the driver's seat. I will now show you how you arrange the table, which is in here, and the seat that slides out to make the bed base. Above the locker just behind the driver's seat is where you'll find your power supply unit. So you've got your system shutdown button, which you can turn off in the winter to stop any power drain. You've got your RCD and MCBs on mains power, and you've got your 12-volt fuses at the bottom there, which are all listed here on the walls, so I would carry some spares just to be safe. But any problems with electric, i.e. you've tripped, try here before you try your site. Now in the cab, so to the right of the driver you do have your handbrake, and then you've got on the door electric windows and electric mirror adjustment, which two each way, so you've got the top and the blind spot. Headlight adjustment. Wipers with the trip computer on here, which will go through the middle screen, tell you your range, your instant and average consumption, your travelling times and so on. You've got your lights and your indicators, and then your cruise control on the bottom. Obviously voice command, volume, mute and back. SRC is just another word for changing between FM, AM, CD and so on. And then you do have scans through the tracks and your menu. A 6-speed manual gearbox with reverse, so you'd lift it up, the collar, and go into reverse, which if I then start the engine, that's just to say we're hooked up that beep in there. As you can see, there's your reversing camera working. And then on the dash itself you've got your lock and unlock buttons, which locks the cab doors and habitation door, so you take that on an evening. Hazards rear fogs and heated mirrors. A lockable center console there, so you can put bits and pieces in there. And you'll also notice that there's a USB here for the radio. And then you do have your temperature on the outside drink and fan speed on the in. Must be on at least fan speed 1 or more for the aircon to work. And then you've got your distribution, so where you want the air to go to, face, feet or screen. And then you can either recirculate air like it is now, or you can bring fresh air in. On the radio itself, you've got FM and AM, and you can press 1 to 6 to save your favourite channels, or you can put a CD in, or you can go to media, which is either CD or USB connectivity. And then to black the carb out on an evening, you've got these on the windows, so you pinch and slide along, and then you'd pinch, meet in the middle, like so. So you may just have to push the lead in for the reverse camera. So if I just push that up there, slide along, so you will have to just adjust the cable, push it out, and then you may want to put elastic band or bobble around the handles to stop that pinging open when it's windy. This now brings us to the end of the handover demonstration on the Bessacarr E584. Should you have any questions regarding the model, or you're interested in this model, please contact us on 01207 272 777, or you can email sales@timevalleymotorhomes.co.uk. Alternatively, you can email myself, Callum, at timevalleymotorhomes.co.uk. Thanks for watching this handover video.